Well, everyone knows that it's not easy being tween. All those schoolyard jibes and lonely lunches.
Now a new film is tackling some of the serious issues facing tweens. The Diary of a Wimpy Kid premieres next week, just in time for the school holidays.
Mom asked me to give you some advice about middle school. It's real simple. Don't talk to anyone. Don't look at anyone. Don't go anywhere. Don't sit down. Don't raise your hand. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't get noticed. Don't choose the wrong locker. Don't. Who am I kidding? You'll be dead or homeschooled by the end of the year anyway. Have a nice day, Tater Tot.
Yeah, that was Big Brother talking to Little Brother. It's a great movie. Joining us with more is parenting expert Sally-Ann McCormack and morning show psychologist Jo Lambert. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Sally-Ann, let's start with you. How isolating is it to be an unpopular kid at school?
Well, friends and peers are really important at school, and we have to remember that these children that are, if people are bullied or not treated very well, then they can actually be afraid to go to school and their grades drop, and it can lead to depression and anxiety and those sorts of issues. And even later in life, if they're isolated enough, it can affect their choices of career, partners, and affect their mental health.
You mentioned the B word in there, you mentioned the bullying word in there, but how common is that in schools?
Well, most children in schools, sadly, have either been bullied, have bullied others, or at least witnessed bullying. They say that 1 in 5 children are regularly bullied, and bullying can be things like one person on one occasion. It can be long-term, short-term, and there are 4 different types of bullying. There's verbal, physical, cyberbullying, which is a big area, and exclusion. And the last thing too is that 40% of the suicides, according to the Victorian coroner in 2007, suggested that they'd been bullied at school. So it's a huge area.
Okay, Jo,
huge issue.
yeah, we need to get some tips for parents here. What can parents do if they suspect the kid is being bullied?
They do need to step in as early as possible, and the most important thing is to listen to your child, and especially if they're just saying they're unpopular, still give them plenty of empathy for that. Talk to your child's teacher after that, and then if that doesn't do any good, then take it higher, deputy head or their head teacher, and then ask for regular updates from the school, and keep teaching your child skills. That's what's really important.
Okay, I'm really interested in that last one, teaching your child skills. I've seen this movie, and if anybody out there is a mum who has a kid who is in an 8 to 10 age group, they will know this book. Bullying is a little part of it, but what it's really about is how do you teach your kids, Jo, that even if they're not the most popular kids in school, that's okay, that in the end it can kind of work out okay. Yeah. How do we teach our kids that?
The best thing you can do, what kids love, is to hear about your childhood. So when you can say to them, listen, there was a girl at my school, or a little boy at my school, and he wasn't popular at all when he was 10 or 12, but by the time he got to 18, he was the most popular because he stayed true to himself. He was a good friend to everyone. He just stood up for himself. He didn't try and just please the popular kids. He didn't bully himself, and that's what happened. And you give them a message like that, and you give them a name. You say, her name was Susie, and I admire her so much. Gosh, their little ears prick up and they think, oh, I want to be Susie.
Yeah, and
that's really good.
That's what this movie shows. That's what's so wonderful about it. Dan, you've got a
friendship and staying true to your personality and true to your character.
And it'd be
lovely if you could tell a 9-year-old kid that just be yourself, and the good people will love you.
Can you relate to this movie?
Well, yeah, I was a fat kid in school, I really was. I was the goalkeeper and the last one picked, and you go home and you go to mum, why are they the popular ones, and why do people hang out with them and stuff like that? And
how did you get through?
I started racing triathlons and got a job on telly. But no, it was a big thing going, what is it? What is it? And if only you could tell kids that, hey, you know what, it really doesn't matter that much, and just be true to yourself.
But you've got to give them a story. Give your kids a story, because that's what they listen to. If you just tell them, listen, doesn't matter, you don't have to be popular, they don't believe you.
I'll
but
have
if
to
you
work
tell
on my
them
story.
It's a good story. You are becoming the story for my children.
Oh, good. All right. Cool.
Jo, thank you so much, and Sally-Ann, thank you too. And take them to see the movie, Jo, because that could be a good platform, couldn't it? For
wonderful
discussion.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. The movie is called Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and it is out just in time for the school holidays.